First, though, let's take this new matter to the judge. Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano. Reid says, we should just calm down, Judge. This has been going on a long time. They've been able to stop some sort of terrorism, this, that, or the other thing. So just don't worry about it. Just relax, everybody.
See, the laws are really screwy here, Shep. The laws allow the executive branch, the president and his agents, to tell select members of Congress when they are doing things like that, but prohibits those members of Congress from telling the other members of Congress or the American people. Just because Harry Reid knew about this for 7 years and it's been going on for 7 years does not mean that it is constitutionally permissible. This is a fishing expedition on the grandest scale we've ever seen in American history. They are looking for a select group of people, and in order to find that select group of people, the Constitution says, present some evidence against them to a judge and you'll get a search warrant for their phones. Rather than doing that, they got a search warrant for 113 million phones.
That we know of.
That we know of. And they said to us, you know, don't worry.
It's fine.
Trust us. We're not listening to the calls. We're just keeping records of them. Who would trust them after this? The Constitution doesn't trust them. As Catherine Harris just pointed out, they lied under oath, this administration, when they were asked under oath, are you collecting information about American citizens? And Admiral Clapper, who's the head of all this, said, no, we're not.
Listen to Lindsey Graham. Senator Lindsey Graham, listen.
I'm a Verizon customer. I don't mind Verizon turning over records to the government if the government's going to make sure that they try to match up a known terrorist phone with somebody in the United States.
But that's not what they're doing.
No,
they're looking into all of our phones. All we know about is Verizon. That's the 100-and-something million. There are other phone companies out there. Their records haven't leaked. Who are we to think they didn't do this with all of them? Of course we're to think that.
The whole purpose of the Fourth Amendment is to prevent the government from doing just this. It's to prevent it from interfering with the privacy rights of innocent people, a lot of innocent people, in order to find a few that may be planning something wrong. Nobody wants the wrong thing to happen. But the idea that we would sacrifice liberty in order to obtain safety is a canard. This is just a shortcut to make it easier for America's spies to spying on Americans. Shep, they spied on the West Wing. They spied on the Pentagon. They spied on the Supreme Court. They spied on the CIA. This is spies spying on spies. This is the most extraordinarily broad search warrant ever issued in the history of the federal courts of the United States.
That we know of.
That we know of.
Under this logic, the government could send people to all of our homes, put them in a bed next to us, have them watch everything. Under this logic, they can do anything.
Under Senator Graham's logic, he'll be happy with it as long as they catch a few bad guys.
Yeah, well, we'll see how happy he is when he runs the next traffic light and the government agent sitting next to him goes, nope, you ran the traffic light. Here we go. Time to drone you.
Would it be easier for the government if the police could kick down any door they wanted and arrest any bad guy? Of course it would. But who would want to live in a society like that?
The slippery slope is covered in grease.
It is.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
We're not letting this go. Not for a moment. Not letting this go. The Attorney General Eric Holder is back on the hot seat and explaining to lawmakers why Department of Justice snooped on journalists. By now, he says he has a plan to set things right. It would appear that it is now, once again, an investigative body. We have enormous problems in this country. We have an enormous debt. We have banks that control what amounts to 56% of our national money. And they are too big to fail again. We have enormous problems. Instead, we investigate.